East Yorkshire is the location this evening for Tuesday night Championship football as Hull City host Leicester City. The Foxes go there knowing that avoiding defeat will make it 9 games in a row unbeaten. But after 5 draws in those 8, Martí Cifuentes will be aiming for all 3 points. Hello and welcome along to Matchday Live here on Foxes Hub on this Tuesday evening, and it's a great pleasure to say Iwan Roberts is sat next to me. Matt Elliott's also here as well. Good evening to the both of you. It's good to have you back, Ewan. Are we looking forward to the game tonight?
Yeah, Tuesday night games, under the lights. We've just seen the pitch there. It's not the MKM Stadium anymore. I think they've changed names, haven't they? But the pitch looks absolutely magnificent. Looking forward to this one.
Yeah, it's a quick turnaround, isn't it, after the weekend? Especially with that late kick-off. And yeah, I'd be interested to see how Leicester go about their business tonight, because the second half was a disappointment, wasn't it? And first half was excellent. But it's the energy levels, which is probably why, well, we're about to see there's a few changes, aren't there? I won't steal your thunder, Daniel.
It's a nice way to segue into team news, Matt, so it's absolutely fine. You referenced that game, of course, on Saturday night. We'll look back at the highlights as well during Matchday Live. But, as Matt says, team news is quite a pertinent place to start, I think, from a Leicester City point of view, because Martí Cifuentes has decided to make 4 changes to the team that drew with Portsmouth. In come Hamza Chowdhury, Bouba Samari, Jordan Ayew and Patson Daka. Out go Ricardo, goal scorer Aaron Ramsey, Jeremy Monga and Julian Carranza. So this is the Leicester City starting 11 and substitutes then. It's Stolacic in goal, Chowdhury, Fass, Vestergaard and Thomas. So yeah, 4 of the same back 5 as what we've seen in recent games. Winks and Samare in midfield, with Fatawu, James moving, we think, into that more advanced number 10 position that we've also seen in play. Jordan Ayew and Patson Daka, the remaining 2 players there. We're fairly certain it will be Ayew off the left-hand side. On the bench, Asmir Begovic, Caleb Okoli, Victor Christensen, Julian Carranza, Ricardo, Oliver Skip, Jeremy Monga, Aaron Ramsey and Silko Thomas. So, Ewan, I'll come to you first then with your reaction to the news of those 4 changes.
Dan, I'm not surprised. It's the nature of the Championship. You know, it's a long season, a lot of games, as you know, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, so many games. So I'm not surprised that the managers sort of freshen things up, a bit more energy, bit more pace up front in Patson Daka, and playing Jordan James in that sort of more of a forward role when you're attacking. I think he has got the energy when you're in your defensive shape to drop back and make it a 3 in between Harry Winks and Samari.
Yeah, I think, you know, looking at that lineup there, it won't necessarily be like that all the time. I mean, it was more of a 3 on Saturday night, wasn't it, in midfield, and James and Ramsey breaking forward and making it a forward 5. Perhaps there's a little bit more security there with Samare dropping in and possibly a deeper role initially away from home against Hull. But all the changes make sense to me. I mean, you can read between the lines, can't you? Chowdhury coming in, that's going to be an ongoing fitness, not issue, but in terms of recovery.
You'll see them
Ricardo,
rotate, won't you?
Yeah, but in terms of managing Ricardo through the season as much as anything. Monga, it was a little bit quiet on Saturday night for him. Perhaps, you know, just give him a little break from proceedings, etc. And Ramsey as well. He hasn't played a lot of games. Made a big impact on Saturday night in the first half, less so second. Needs to get the full fitness. I'm assuming that's the reason why he's on the bench as well. And Carranza similar as well, I suppose. Yeah,
we've just seen Jordan Ayew on our screens, Ewan. I think him coming in for Jeremy Monga is kind of understandable. That the 16-year-old has probably looked a little bit better from the bench. Is that a fair assessment so far this season?
Yeah, and there's so much expectation on his young shoulders that he's got to sort of produce on a consistent basis, and it's not easy when you're 16 years of age, Dan. You know, you want to give youngsters a little sniff in the first team and see what they've got, and then sort of take them out, get them on the bench. And as you say, he has impacted when he's come off the bench. He's looked really, really good. I remember a game here against Wrexham. he sort of came off the bench in the second half and looked really lively down that left-hand side. I don't expect Jordan Ayew to. I think he'll sort of go into midfield as well. You know, I think he'll get a bit closer to Patson Daka, which will leave a big space down the left-hand side, which hopefully Luke Thomas can take full advantage of. Yeah, but it's not surprising. Rotation, it's a big thing in the modern game. That's why you have the strength in depth in squad that clubs like Leicester have got.
If you're watching us via YouTube, please do get involved in the comment section. Get your questions in for Matt or for Ewan, as well as your score predictions. That's exactly what ADT has done. He says, come on, Leicester. I think it'll be 3-1. Joshua Rose says 1-0. Will thinks it'll be 2-2, as does Bezrat. So that's interesting. There's a lot of love, as ever, for Hamza Chowdhury in the comment section as well. He is in the starting 11, as you can see at the bottom of your screen there. 4 changes to the team that played on Saturday night against Portsmouth. Let's take a look back at the highlights from that draw on Filbert Way on Saturday night.
Ramsey in there, but Ramsey was being held back by Marlon Pack, actually, quite cutely, albeit in front of the referee.
Here's Winks finding James, 25 yards out, going to look to bend one here, got it bang on target as well, and Bursick had to tip it around for what's Leicester's 4th corner already. Well, it was begging to be hit there from the Welsh international, looking to score for the 3rd game in a row. Nice setup from Winks. Left-hand side, can work it back up to Thomas. Swished in his cross first time. Ramsey stabbed a foot at it. It's broken out for Fatawu. Fatawu driving, getting it right across the face of goal, and turned in for 1-0 Leicester City by Aaron Ramsey. His first Foxers goal. It's been coming from kickoff, and now the breakthrough has arrived. Leicester City 1, Portsmouth 0. Ramsey with the goal from Aaron Ramsey. He's driving up to the edge of the penalty area here. He's going to have a go again and forces Bursick into a save to push it behind for another corner. Well, he's got the taste now, Ramsey.
Oh, what an effort that was. And
good defending from Yang, but James has managed to dispossess him. No foul there. Through to Carranza, just on his heel, but he managed to find Fatawu inside the penalty area. Fatawu's shot is turned away by the goalkeeper and behind for a corner as the corner count goes into double digits. 3-on-3 here at the moment. Yang up against Fass. Passed in with ease. Ricardo Pereira trying to get it back. Fed into the path of Swift. Checking back inside, getting the shot away. 1-1. And Leicester do pay the price for allowing Portsmouth back into the game. John Swift lashes in an equaliser. Can't say it hasn't been coming. To Daka. Daka up against Ogilvie. Last chance to beat him maybe. Went back to Chowdhury. He floats a good looking ball into the far post. Oh, right the way across the face of goal from Luke Thomas. And De Cordova-Reid couldn't apply the finishing touch. An inch or two away from a winner.
Out of the blue, the cross comes in. Quality cross as well.
Yeah, Luke Thomas there. So close to getting the winner right at the very end of that one. A game in which Leicester fans were slightly frustrated, I think, and maybe fair enough at full time that Leicester didn't get all 3 points, judging from the chances that they had in the first half. That game was available to you right here on Fox's Hub, just as the game is this evening, of course, up at the MKM Stadium in Hull. You can follow all the action with us, of course, whether that's watching the game with us or listening along. There are a number of different options available for you. There are game passes, international seasonal passes still available, so do get those. If you're in certain territories, you can watch all of the action with us. There are Listen Live monthly passes available if it's listening that you'd rather do, certainly here in the UK. Jerry Taggart on co-contributor for us. What other reason do you need as to want to tune in to our radio commentary? I had to make sure I got the wording right on that one, Matt. As well as that, as ever, there are always options for you across Fox's Hub and on the app as well. So do make sure you're downloading the LCFC app, of course, because we've added another VIP matchday experience in there for members in the LCFC app. So that's your chance to win an all-access money can't buy matchday experience at King Power Stadium. All you need to do is become a member now for a chance to win that. That competition runs until the 31st of October. So you've got, well, just over a week and a half left until Halloween, basically. So become a member on the LCFC app. And we've seen there the highlights from the game. Any particular place you want to start? Is it the goal was really well taken from Aaron Ramsey, wasn't it? But I guess overall there'll be frustration that Leicester weren't able to get the 3 points.
Yeah, and I can totally understand that for the second consecutive home game. You know, Leicester have got themselves in a winning position and haven't gone on to win the game. You know, Wrexham looked like they were going to do that. Outstanding in the first half, created numerous opportunities, just couldn't get that second goal, which probably would have killed the game off. Very similar to the Wrexham game. I mean, Luke Thomas at the end there, he's so unlucky. I just would have loved to have seen a blue shirt on the back post for the tap-in.
Yeah, I know it's sort of like in between, wasn't it? I mean, Luke Thomas, difficult effort for him.
Had lots of sort of shots from long range.
Yeah, well, we've seen some of them.
Fantastic save there, Aaron Ramsey, I think, with his left foot. I mean, it's a really good goal for Tawu going down that. Well, I thought he was one when he was going to.
This is just the near misses, if you like, the chances, and that almost.
You just need that second goal just to kill the game off, because at 1-0, obviously, the opposition have still got a chance of getting something from the game. You know, had Leicester sort of held on to win against Wrexham, and on Saturday, they're equal on points with Middlesbrough in second place. And it's not been a disastrous start by all means whatsoever. 1 defeat in 10. But, you know, those extra 4 points, you're sitting nicely in second position. But, I mean, fourth, I think you'd have taken that before the season started.
Yeah, there's lots of, you know, as usual, if, buts and maybes about, you know, you could look at the 5 draws and think, Leicester could have got points, you know, out there, and although they did well to come back against Oxford, etc. But you analyse it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you analyse it, and it is what it is there. But you look at the performance was slightly sort of confusing, really. I think more than it's a touch of disappointment, but both games, Wrexham and Portsmouth, I think the fans, and probably the manager as well, sort of scratching his head a little bit, saying,
"Have not won it.
Why have we dropped off in the second half so much?" Because there were chances to put themselves clearly ahead, although not many golden ones. But then all said and done, you mentioned it, Ewan, you look at the league table in a reasonably healthy position. Yes, it's tight below, because I think we're only lying 4th at the moment, but 11th is only 2 points behind, I think I'm right in saying. So that's how tight it is and what could have been. But Leicester quite healthily positioned right now, really. And I think Leicester are only going to get better the longer the season goes on. Myself, because they're still gelling, they're still forming that bond together with a new manager.
Yeah, the manager came in quite late into pre-season as well, doesn't he? I think people sometimes forget that point as well.
They're showing, I was going to say glimpses, they're showing more than glimpses. They're showing periods of domination in games, but they're not sustaining it. And he's just got to try and, I don't know, fathom out the answer for that, really. And I think he's trying to do that by making those changes tonight.
Really well taken goal, wasn't it, you? And you particularly seeing it back again thought it's hard to describe almost what he's done. It's not quite a scorpion kick, is it? But he's
it's not far off it, is it? Yeah,
really
I mean, and Marty clocked it straight away. It was great to see Jordan James as well. You know, we can see it here. He's in that 6-yard box. He's sort of gone a little bit early to the back post, but it's great to see him getting into those forward areas. It's a really good pullback from Fatawu.
That's the best angle.
And then, you know, the way he's readjusted his body, and to be fair, it's the only thing he could do. Makes really good contact. And it was great to see him back.
Made it look easy, didn't he, Ramsey? But I think him and Jordan James, they looked a real force in that first half. I mean, they were breaking forward. Like I was saying, it was more Winks was sitting and holding James and Ramsey, both bursting forward, both linking up well with their respective wide players, Fatawu and Monga, more so James and Fatawu. But providing that support, it was all action performance from them, really, from both of them. And then second half, not a lot, but you know, accentuating the positive or concentrating the positives. Fatawu again, he had the beating of his fullback all the way through the first half. And then, to be fair to Portsmouth, they rallied themselves, didn't they? They must have had a stern word or two, I think, at half time, because they raised their performance considerably. Ogilvy there at left back in particular, they put a much better performance up against Fataru second half. But no, again, frustration for the result and the performance in the second half. But if you look at it in a positive manner, that performance in the first half was pretty impressive, I thought.
Are you surprised Aaron Ramsey isn't in the starting 11? I know you've talked briefly touched upon it, and obviously fitness is going to be an issue, isn't it, for him?
I assume it's purely down to that, I think, but possibly with a tinge of not reservation from the manager, but just trying to be a little bit more solid. But Sumare is less attack-minded. He can break forward from midfield, but he can sit in there with Winks a little bit more and be nice and secure, I think, probably first and foremost.
Especially away from home as well, mate.
Yeah, rather than like grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck, like Leicester did pretty much in the first half. Leicester are going to be a little bit more conservative possibly tonight.
Well, let's hear from the man that scored his first Leicester City goal on Saturday night. He was reflecting on that goal as well as looking ahead to tonight's trip up to Hull.
Yeah, really good to get my first goal. Obviously, first start didn't go very well at all, so it was good to give back to the players and the fans after my first start. So, second start goal. So yeah, obviously buzzing with that, but disappointed we didn't get 3 points.
Crossing from Abdul was decent, but you had to readjust. It was a clever finish.
No, obviously Abdul's an amazing player, and I know that he's always going to beat his man or shoot and get across. So I just gambled and probably gambled a bit too much, but luckily I got on the end of it. So yeah.
Good thing about this league is there's always another game just around the corner. Big one at Hull on Tuesday. You'll be desperate to get 3 points from that one, of course.
Yeah, 100%. In the Championship, there's games fast, so can't dwell on that we didn't get 3 points today because we've got a game on Tuesday and hopefully you can get 3 points then, and then on Saturday you get 3 points and then we'll move forward.
That was Aaron Ramsey there speaking post-match after the game against Portsmouth at the weekend. Thank you, everyone, for your predictions and your questions in for these guys. Bubba says he thinks it'll be 2-0, as does Zyber. Legion of Positivity is his name, Matt.
All
and
right.
let's hope that we'll see some positivity tonight. He says Hull's got a really good defensive record this season. How do you see Leicester breaking them down?
Is that on his birth certificate, that one, is it? But,
Can I burst his bubble there?
go on.
Only Sheffield Wednesday have conceded more.
Yeah.
So they've got the second worst defensive record in the league.
Yeah.
They're the second top scorer.
He's just looking positively, isn't he?
He's trying to be.
Yeah.
Perhaps he supports Sheffield Wednesday.
But he's right in a way. If they've got the second worst defensive record in the league, and they've made 2 changes in the back, Egan's out and Coyle, the captain's out, so they made 2 changes to a back 4. Hopefully Leicester can take full advantage of that.
Yeah, listen, Leicester haven't scored as many goals as they would like to, as their performances are probably
14 in 10.
justified. Yeah, people were saying, out-and-out goal scorer is an issue. A lot of teams have got that problem, really. But I think there are goals in the team, without a doubt. Throughout, really, and the potential is there. So I think Leicester probably more concerned with, again, I mentioned it already, the way the manager selected his team, about being secure first and foremost. I think going up there, you don't want to. Hull are likely to come at you early on, aren't they? I would say
They've had a really good start.
They've had a really good start. Great win at the weekend, haven't they?
First team to go to Birmingham in 30 games and win.
Yeah, exactly.
And they made the change. Ruben Sellers went to Sheffield United. They got the new manager in. They've recruited well. McBurney's had a really good start for them. They'll score goals. They'll concede. I just think at the minute, this Leicester City team, they're just simmering. They're just waiting to explode.
Yeah.
And I think a team is going to get an absolute hammering from Leicester in the next few weeks, I think.
Do you know, I think that's a really good way of putting it, Matt, because it looks if they get that second early against Portsmouth, they could have then got 3 or 4 had Portsmouth come at them more. But actually, to be still simmering, but actually in 4th place,
exactly.
is a good position that they're in right now.
Yeah, no, I feel similarly. I think not necessarily tonight being that night. I think it's going to be a tough proposition there. And again, that's why looking at the team selections and stuff. But there's ammunition on the bench as well. So Leicester have the capabilities. It's all about their mindset for me, as is the case most of the time. If Leicester apply themselves accordingly and play anywhere near to their capabilities, I fancy them to go and beat anyone in the league. But as it's shown, it's easier said than done to be able to turn it on constantly and churn it out game after game. And that's what the formula that the manager's got to try and find for the players. But no, simmering is a good way of describing it, really, because I think there is more to come. I think that's naturally enough. The situation and the manager, etc., players coming in, but the potential is there to do good things.
Yeah, we're just under 10 minutes away, Ewan, from kickoff. Just seeing on another screen the shots from Hull City. They're doing a bit of a light show. It's certainly not full, the MKM tonight. Can Leicester use that to their advantage? Matt was saying tough place to go. I guess if it's not full, does that take away some of that? Does it take away some of that?
I mean, we're seeing the stadium there. There'll be a lot more fans in there
in 9 minutes' time.
Yeah, as daft as that sounds, that is gonna fill up. But as I say, it's a great stadium to play in. The surface is absolutely second to none, as they all are these days. I mean, in Leicester's last away game, they went to a tough place. I mean, Swansea had only lost one home game under Alan Sheehan, and that was to Burnley, who were an automatic promotion last season. So to go there, to the Swansea.com, perform like they did, score three goals, two absolute outstanding goals. I mean, dominated the game as well, Matt, really, didn't they, possession-wise?
Yeah, very much
Swansea
so, yeah.
never really looked like causing them too much problems. If they can go and replicate that performance that we both saw, then I would expect Leicester to go on and win this game. I think Hull, even though they've had a really good start, and the carrot for them is if they win, they've got a great chance of being in the top six. I think if you're going to have ambitions of going up in the top two, I think Hull's the sort of place you have to go and win.
Yeah, just a little bit, the quick turnaround. I know it's only a few hours or so, but Saturday evening to play in. Leicester, I don't know why. Did Leicester switch off, or were they fatigued a little bit in the second half? I don't know. You look at reasons why, and those reasons shouldn't be relevant, really. And going into tonight's game, they're going to need to be fully focused to deal with the initial surge by Hull, and then once they've done that, see where they stand.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, we'll find out in 7 minutes' time when the players take the field and kick off up in Yorkshire. Thank you to you and thank you to Matt. We'll hear from you again at half-time and then again at full-time. But now, before or after a little explainer about what's available to you on Fox's Hub, you'll be joined by our commentators this evening, Niall McCaughan and Jerry Taggart.
If you are watching on lcfc.com, just sit back and relax. If you are watching on social media, the live stream will finish shortly. If you want to continue enjoying our coverage, you'll need to head over to lcfc.com/Fox's Hub and purchase one of our game passes. If you are watching in a territory where the game isn't live on TV, you'll be able to watch a live video stream on Fox's Hub. Please visit lcfc.com/territories to check. If you can't find your location, live audio commentary is still available. You'll need to have an lcfc.com account before you purchase your Game Pass. If you already have one, please sign in and select your product at lcfc.com/Fox's Hub. Select the Buy button and you'll be taken to the payment page. Once you've followed the simple payment steps, press Continue at the bottom of the screen and you'll be taken to the Fox's Hub homepage. If you purchased a video pass, please select Watch Live from the Fox's Hub drop-down menu. If you purchased a Listen Live pass, please select Listen Live. If you purchased a seasonal or monthly video pass and the game is not being shown in your territory, please select Listen Live. If you are having a payment or technical issue, please email Leicester TV Support at streamamg.com. Thank you, and we hope